Alrighty, all welcome back to Z Grill's Taste the Smoke. Of course, my name is Tommy, and I will be your host on over here today. And today's show is going to be all about the best bargain in barbecue. And of course, we are talking about the whole pork loin. I mean, look at this sucker. This one comes in at a whopping 27 inches long, and I paid less than 20 bucks. So look, we are going to tell you how to prep it, how to cook it, how to serve it, and at the end of the show, I am going to tell you how to divvy it up into half loins, quarter loins, chops, so forth, all for 20 bucks. So look, what I want to do here is let's turn our attention down to the board and let's get this show started. Over here at Z Grills, we love to feature all the prime cuts, your briskets, your beef ribs, and so forth. But we also love to show you guys how to cook up, how to divvy up these bargain cuts also. So you'll see those as we move forward. Featured today is going to be the whole pork loin, and basically what I like to do with that is get it out of the package, dry it off, leave that fat on. That is going to protect it from the heat of the pit. I like to make those cross hatches in it, fancy it up. Get your favorite rub because you are going to get some rub on the top end right across the hatches. I am going with a little garlic powder, little onion powder, little fresh cracked black pepper, and of course we've got some kosher salt. Grab that Dijonnaise mustard. Trust me, this goes perfectly with this recipe, and we will get that on. We will smear it all over the top. We are only going to season up one side of the chops. That is all that is necessary. Once you get that mustard on, again, you are going to hit it with a little bit of seasoning. And of course, we've got some panko breadcrumbs going down. That is going to give you a little bit of added crunch. Allow that to rest on the board, come up to room temperature. Here is our Z Grills. I thought we were done with the nasty weather or snow here in the Garden State. I guess not, but no fear there. This Z Grill hasn't let me down all winter long. We will get that fired up. You're going to want to go more of a high heat cook here. I am thinking anywhere between 3¼ and 350 will get it done. And of course, we've got some cherry pellets going down, and there is our temp on this cook, 335 to start. There is our pork loin right there looking good. It is so big that we're going to have to bend it a little bit. No fear there. Get it in, shut that hood, and you are going to allow it to go approximately 2 hours with no peaks. That should get you to the temperature where you need to be. Of course, before pulling, we got to get some handheld readings. Now look, this is a big boy, big sucker, so you're going to want to read the whole pork loin 3 spots because you want to cover the whole gamut of the pork loin. Grab an average temperature reading for us. It is going to be around 144. That is perfect. You're going to get it off, allow it to rest. Remember, she's going to rise up a little bit as she sits on the board. So again, 144, 145 is going to give you the perfect juicy chops, or however it is you are going to prepare this. And we are going to show you exactly how I like to cut it up and so forth. On the board she goes. From there, we will get it down to that shack. I'll show you some tips on cutting it up and so forth. And then we will do that taste test, talk about it, and close out the show. Yeah, look at that sucker. Oh. Alrighty, and that is that. That is going to be your probably the most no frills cook that I've ever done here over at Z Grills. And I took the liberty here of breaking it down for you. Now you can do this. You can do this before the cook, or you can certainly do it after the cook. I've got it broken down here into chops. A lot of times when I get a whole pork loin like this, I'll break off some chops, about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch slice. I don't like to go any more than a 1/2 inch. That's your chops here. Again, you can do it before the cook or after the cook. And then, of course, I've got the pork loin here from the chops, and I've got the 1/2 a pork loin over here. And basically, on the 1/2 a pork loin, I'll break this down, like I said, half a pork loin. Maybe I'll freeze it. I'll do it up in chops and freeze that, and keep little quarters like this. So really, the sky is the limit what you can do with these pork loins. Again, $20 for all this. You got to be kidding me! But it is no frills. Here we go. Here, let's do some slices for you all. And of course, like I said, 1/4 inch slices is basically what I like to do. And she cuts like butter, and it is very juicy. You've got a little bit of a smoke ring happening. And you can see here we are definitely juicy. Let's go on in for that taste test. And of course, cheers. So look, no frills, but it's packing flavor. You get a little hint of that mustard, not a lot, but you do get a little bit. Of course, the granulated garlic, the onion powder, the salt, the fresh cracked black pepper. You get all that in there. A little word of advice: do not use any whole garlic or crushed garlic, because you're probably going to burn it. And I definitely do love the panko breadcrumbs in there. It just adds a little bit of crunch, definitely good flavor. One of the things I like to do with this is I'll cook it up, and I'll cut these chops thin, probably 1/8 of an inch or so, and I'll get a nice piece of like French bread or something, lay it out on there, a little bit of mustard, some lettuce, some tomato, whatever you want to put on there, and you can make out sandwiches. Again, no frills, but really for 20 bucks, the sky is the limit. So look, that is going to put an end to this show here. Do not forget that Z Grills is going to have this full recipe down in the description. Just follow the link down there. Print out exactly what you need, because you're going to want to make this for sure. And while you're at it, do not forget the Instagram page, the YouTube page, that said website, and of course the Facebook page. You follow all of them, and Z Grills will have you smoking, have you grilling all year long. The weather is starting to heat up here in the Garden State. So the only thing I need you guys to do is to get outside, fire up that Z Grills, so you also could taste the smoke. My name is Tommy. Down there is Molly. We appreciate you all. And until next time, we will see you soon.